Imagine waking up one morning, feeling perfectly normal. A few years later, you struggle to remember your grandson's name, something you never expected. What if I told you this could quietly begin with one small habit most seniors don't even think twice about? Skipping breakfast. Recent studies reveal that older adults who skip breakfast regularly may face a 26% higher risk of cognitive decline, faster brain shrinkage, and higher markers of neurodegeneration. Welcome to 60 Plus, where your brain health matters, and where smart changes make a real difference. If you've been skipping breakfast, maybe to save time, follow a diet, or simply because you're not hungry, you may be unknowingly putting your brain at risk. The latest research, including a 3-year Chinese cohort study published in the Journal of Neurorestretology, found that seniors over 60 who skipped breakfast regularly had lower MMSE scores, greater brain atrophy on MRI scans, and elevated markers of neurodegeneration, even after matching age, health, and lifestyle factors. And similar findings from Japanese and US-based studies confirm missing breakfast is associated with faster cognitive decline, even when adjusting for diabetes, hypertension, and education level. Today, we'll uncover what this morning mistake really means, why it matters so deeply for seniors, and most importantly, 3 simple morning fixes backed by science to support your brain's energy and memory. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to fuel your brain each morning, without fad diets or confusion, so you can protect your memory and mental clarity as the years go on. Before we dive in, can I ask you a question? Speech balloon, do you skip breakfast at least once a week? Let me know below with a yes or no. Your answer could help someone else realize it may be time to rethink this small but crucial habit. Ready to protect your most precious asset, your brain? Let's begin with why breakfast isn't just a meal, but a brain-boosting necessity for seniors. Why skipping breakfast is risky. When you skip breakfast, your brain enters the day hungry. Your blood sugar drops, and you start relying on short-term energy stores. For younger bodies, this may be manageable. But after 60, your brain responds differently. It's not just about feeling sluggish. A study from Nutrition Journal showed that older adults who skipped breakfast had steeper declines in mental processing and memory over time, even when they consumed enough calories during the day. NutritionJ.com. How breakfast supports cognitive function. Immediate glucose for neurons. Glucose is the brain's primary fuel. Without early morning glucose, you're at risk of lower concentration, slower thinking, and fogginess. Stabilizes blood sugar. Skipping breakfast leads to insulin spikes later in the day, putting your brain under oxidative stress. Balanced morning nutrition helps maintain steady blood glucose, reducing long-term brain inflammation. Signals appetite and metabolism rhythms. When seniors eat breakfast at the right time, within 2 hours of waking, they help regulate circadian rhythm hormones like leptin and ghrelin. This supports better sleep, memory consolidation, and mood. Academic.oup.com. What makes a brain-friendly breakfast for seniors? Not just any meal, but a balanced, senior-friendly breakfast. Protein, 15-20 grams, like eggs, Greek yogurt, nuts, to provide sustained release of amino acids. Fiber and whole grains. Oatmeal, whole wheat toast, or berries to support steady glucose. Healthy fat, avocado, flaxseed, or olive oil to support nutrient absorption. Small portion, big impact. For lightly eating seniors, think half an avocado, 1 egg, small bowl of oatmeal. Real-life story. I spoke with 72-year-old Mr. Raymond. He used to skip breakfast during busy mornings. His memory seemed fine, until he realized he was forgetting appointments and misplacing items. That changed when he started adding a small spinach omelet and a few almonds. Within weeks, he noticed more clarity during the day, fewer memory lapses, and better energy in the afternoons. Your simple morning fix. Eat within 1 to 2 hours of waking. Ensure at least 2 macronutrients, protein plus complex carbs or protein plus healthy fat. If appetite isn't strong, start small. Eggs plus whole fruit, yogurt plus berries, or nuts plus oatmeal. Give this a gentle try for a week. You may find your mind feels sharper, your memory steadier, and fatigue in the morning fading away. Fix number 2. Hydration habits that protect your brain all day. When most people think about brain health, they think about memory games or puzzles. But what if I told you that a glass of water could protect your memory better than most brain training apps? You see, your brain is made up of nearly 75% water. Even a small drop in hydration, just 1 to 2%, can impact mood, concentration, and memory. And yet, many seniors wake up every morning and go hours without drinking anything. That's not just a small mistake. It's one that can slow your brain down all day long. After 60, your body's natural thirst signal weakens. That means even if you're mildly dehydrated, you might not feel thirsty. This is why so many seniors unknowingly start their day in a state of low-level dehydration, and over time, that adds up. In fact, a study published in Nutrition Reviews found that older adults who began their mornings dehydrated had slower response times, worse short-term recall, and higher levels of confusion than those who were well hydrated. It's not just about being thirsty, it's about how your neurons function. Hydration affects blood flow to the brain. When you're dehydrated, blood becomes slightly thicker, making it harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach your brain cells. That can affect everything from memory to mood, even increasing the likelihood of brain fog and fatigue. So, what can you do about it? Start your day with 8 to 12 ounces of water, ideally at room temperature or warm, which is gentler on your digestive system. Adding a slice of lemon can stimulate digestion and support liver function, both of which play a role in how your body manages toxins that could affect your brain. Avoid coffee first thing on an empty stomach. While coffee isn't bad in moderation, it acts as a diuretic, pulling more water out of your system. If you do enjoy coffee in the morning, drink water first, or pair it with water to stay balanced. You can also add hydrating foods like cucumbers, oranges, or watermelon to your breakfast. These small changes keep your brain fluid levels stable and prevent the silent cognitive decline that can come from chronic dehydration. Even better, people who begin their day with water often report better energy, improved digestion, and clearer thinking by midday. It's one of the simplest, most overlooked morning habits, and one of the most powerful. Coming up next, we'll explore fix number 3, the one morning activity that quietly improves memory and delays cognitive aging. Let's talk about something you might not expect to show up in a video about dementia prevention: gentle morning movement. Not exercise in the gym sense, not heavy lifting, but a few minutes of intentional movement, done right after waking up, can have a profound impact on your brain's long-term health. Why? Because movement boosts circulation, and circulation is how your brain gets oxygen, glucose, and essential nutrients. Think about it. After lying still for 6 to 8 hours, your body needs a gentle signal to say, wake up, time to get things flowing. And here's the kicker. Studies from the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease found that light physical activity in the morning, even just walking or stretching for 10 to 15 minutes, was linked to better memory retention, improved focus, and slower hippocampal shrinkage in adults over 60. Yes, just a walk around the house or a bit of stretching can help protect the part of your brain responsible for memory. How? When you move your body, your heart rate increases slightly, sending more blood, and with it, oxygen and glucose, to your brain. This feeds your neurons and helps clear out waste proteins, like beta amyloid, which are linked to Alzheimer's. Even more fascinating, gentle movement in the morning appears to balance cortisol, your natural stress hormone. A balanced cortisol rhythm is associated with better sleep, less anxiety, and sharper thinking throughout the day. You don't need to do a full workout. Start with just 3 to 5 minutes of slow stretching. Gently roll your shoulders. Swing your arms. March in place near your bed. If you're feeling steady, step outside for a short walk. Sunlight plus movement is a winning combo for brain health. I once met a woman named Margaret, age 69. She told me she started each morning with 5 minutes of Tai Chi in her living room. Nothing intense, just gentle movement, deep breaths, and peace. Not only did her balance improve, but her daughter said she seemed mentally sharper and more cheerful than ever. You don't have to do Tai Chi. You don't even have to leave your room. But move gently and purposefully. It tells your body it's alive. It tells your brain it's needed. And every day you do that, you're quietly building a foundation that may protect your memory for years to come. Next, we'll dive into fix number 4, the hidden morning habit that spikes your dementia risk without you even realizing. You've probably heard the phrase, you are what you eat. But here's a new one you may not have thought about. You are how you start your day. And unfortunately, Many older adults are starting their day with a spike in sugar and stress without even realizing it. Let's talk about a common morning mistake that could be silently increasing your risk of dementia. Overloading your morning with sugar and caffeine, especially on an empty stomach. It sounds harmless, right? A cup of tea or coffee with a couple of biscuits, maybe a flavored yogurt, or even a sweet cereal. It feels comforting, quick, familiar. But here's what's really happening inside your body. When you consume high-sugar foods, or even just caffeine, without balancing it with fiber, fat, or protein, your blood sugar spikes rapidly. And what follows is a crash that puts your brain under stress. And that cycle, repeated daily, is terrible for long-term brain health. Research from the Journal of Neurology, Neurosurgery, and Psychiatry found that frequent blood sugar fluctuations, especially in older adults, are linked to increased beta-amyloid accumulation, a protein heavily involved in Alzheimer's disease. And here's something even more alarming. A recent Chinese cohort study of 859 seniors found that those who consumed sugary breakfast beverages or refined carbs first thing in the morning showed faster decline in memory tests over a 3-year period, even if they ate healthy later in the day. Why? Because the morning is when your brain is most sensitive to fuel. Give it sugar and stimulants without support, and you're asking your neurons to sprint without shoes on. So what can you do? Instead of skipping breakfast and grabbing sugary tea or processed toast, choose stabilizing options. Pair your tea or coffee with a boiled egg and whole grain toast. Replace sweet cereal with oatmeal topped with nuts. Avoid fruit juice on an empty stomach. Eat whole fruit instead, like an apple with peanut butter. You don't have to give up your morning favorites. Just balance them with real nourishment, a little protein, a little fat, and a lot more care for your brain. And remember, caffeine isn't the enemy, but caffeine plus sugar plus no food equals a recipe for long-term damage. The best part? These changes aren't dramatic. They're gentle, doable, and powerful. And the earlier you make them, the longer your brain gets to thank you. Fix number 5, the 5-minute brain-boosting morning ritual that matters. Many seniors think dementia prevention is about pills or expensive programs, but it can start with a gentle morning mindset ritual that takes just 5 minutes and can pay dividends for your memory. Why your morning thoughts matter. Your brain doesn't fully wake up with your body. What happens in those first quiet minutes after you open your eyes sets a mental tone for the entire day. When your morning starts with stress, worry, or negative thinking, it floods your brain with cortisol, your stress hormone, which over time affects hippocampus health, impairs memory, and accelerates cognitive aging. But there's good news. Neuroscience shows that even brief moments of mindfulness, gratitude, or positive reflection can reduce stress, support brain health, and improve focus long-term. A 2023 study published in Frontiers in Psychology examined older adults who practiced 5 minutes of guided gratitude, journaling, or deep breathing each morning. After 6 months, participants showed 30% lower levels of cortisol, better memory test performance, and improved mental clarity. Researchers at Yale also found that seniors who began their day with positive intention setting, like mentally listing 2 things they were grateful for, had lower rates of cognitive decline over a 4-year follow-up period. How to do it? Here's your simple, senior-friendly morning brain ritual. Sit comfortably with a small journal or paper. Take 2 slow, deep breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Exhale gently through your mouth for 6 seconds. Then write 2 things you're grateful for example, a good night's sleep or morning sunlight. 1 positive intention, for example, today I'll greet each moment with calm, or I'll focus on 1 clear thought at a time. Close your eyes and breathe again for 30 seconds, letting the intention sink in. Why it works for seniors. Reduces cortisol spikes first thing in the morning. Sets a positive mental environment, reducing brain inflammation. Boosts your brain's resilience against age-related stress. Helps maintain hippocampus volume, which supports memory. Even better, you only need a pen and 1 page. No apps. No pressure. I once met a woman named Linda, 71. She told me she used to wake up with worry about health, about family. When she added this simple ritual, the fog lifted. She felt lighter, sharper, more hopeful, and her family noticed she seemed more focused and engaged throughout the day. Let's take a breath together, because you've just taken a powerful step, one that many people your age might never take. You've chosen to learn, to reflect, and to protect something more valuable than anything else, your mind. You see, dementia doesn't begin with a diagnosis. It doesn't show up overnight. It builds quietly, through tiny daily choices, most of which we don't even realize we're making. But here's the hopeful truth. Those tiny choices can also protect us, heal us, strengthen us. Today, you learned about 5 small but powerful morning habits that science shows may help prevent cognitive decline and support sharper memory, starting as soon as tomorrow. Let's quickly revisit them. Fix number 1. Eat a real breakfast with protein, healthy fat, and fiber to fuel your brain. Fix number 2. Start your day with 8 to 12 ounces of water before the tea or coffee. Fix number 3. Move your body gently to increase oxygen to your brain. Fix number 4. Ditch the sugar and caffeine overload, especially on an empty stomach. Fix number 5. Begin with 5 quiet minutes of gratitude or calm breathing to reset your mind. None of this requires perfect health. None of this demands gym memberships, expensive therapy, or hours of your day. It just takes careful intention, a quiet decision each morning to treat your brain the way it deserves to be treated. You've spent years caring for others. Now it's time to care for yourself with the same patience, compassion, and consistency. Because every morning is a new chance. A chance to protect your memory. A chance to stay clear, strong, and independent. A chance to stay you. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which one of these 5 habits are you going to start tomorrow? Type Fix 1, Fix 2, or even just I'm ready. Your words might inspire someone else to take that same first step. If this video helped you feel more hopeful or informed today, please consider clicking like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Because here at 60 Plus, we're not just sharing health tips. We're building a community of strength, of knowledge, and of love. Until next time, take care of your beautiful brain and take care of yourself. You deserve it.